we're here to absolutely crush the cost of housing. Definitely on a path to be the largest housing company in the world.
I love covering SpaceX and Tesla on this channel because those two companies are major industry disruptors. Tesla is making electric vehicles sexy, they're producing on a massive scale, and of course SpaceX is working on a fully reusable rocket, Starship, and we're really excited for that. But what about the housing industry? Well, a few months ago, I covered Boxabl for the first time after hearing that Elon Musk was the first recipient of their prototype casita.
Was the first order Elon?
What? We can talk about that now. So obviously, we were under an NDA, and we were concerned that one of his satellites would send down a laser beam and destroy the factory if we talked outside of the NDA.
Now, this casita is located down in Boca Chica at Starbase, but Boxabl is still growing. They have over 160,000 names on a wait list, and they recently showcased their brand new 2-story prototype at the International Builder Show in Las Vegas. Paolo Tiramani and his son Galiano Tiramani are aiming to disrupt the housing industry, building homes on an assembly line, homes that you can set up in less than an hour, and these foldable homes are shipped for an extremely low cost. They've hit that magic number to ship at the lowest possible cost of 8.5 feet wide, because wide loads are simply not scalable because of how expensive they are to get around the country. So I hope that you enjoyed this update and a tour inside of this beautiful 2-story single-family home.
Hey guys, so I am here at the International Builder Show in Las Vegas. This is the casita that you've seen in 2 of my videos when I toured Boxabl, but you've never seen Boxabl like this. This is definitely not a tiny home. Here is a 2-story version of a single family home with Boxabl.
What we did here was we took some of our casita room modules, we stacked, connected them together to kind of expand people's understanding of what Boxabl is. Of course, a lot of people know us as tiny house company, casita company, but that's not the main vision for the company. The main vision is a building system that can build most building types for residential use on the planet at a dramatically lower cost and faster speed than anyone's been able to do before.
I'm really impressed with it. I'm charmed.
Amazing innovation.
Much better in person than on the videos. I have to say that is much more impressive.
You take an auto manufacturing type line and make housing from it. No one is doing it to the scale that Boxabl has the vision for and is currently doing right now.
We're just previewing a prototype here, which is a, wait for it, 3-bed, 2.5 bath, 2-story Boxabl with a massive deck.
Seriously, and I was just inside of there, and it feels big, but you told me the square footage, it's not that crazy.
That's right. It's right about 1,000 square feet, 1,100 square feet, and it just comes down to efficient space planning, sight lines, not a lot of lost core space, and functionality. Just basic human factors 101.
So the spiral staircase is set up in there, but we can't use it for safety reasons during the show. But I want to show you the deck. And I was told by Paolo that the stairwell will be similar to this for the actual 2-story that they have here. Now it is still in development, so we don't have a firm price yet, but this will give you an idea of having just this very spacious deck here, which attaches to your beautiful private bedroom. So let's check that out. We're home.
Hundreds of people stopped by to tour the new Boxabl prototype, and I wanted to interview a few people about what they think of this design. Avery is currently in school for interior architecture, and she was really impressed by the use of space and efficiency that the Boxabl model has.
Everything's there. It's just like you worked well with the space that you had, and like it flew together, and so there's a lot of like different custom cabinetry and just like good use of space.
Who do you think is the best client for this?
Digital nomad, people that want a secondary place somewhere away from their main home, or as an ADU behind their home.
Adult children that may want to stay near property with other family members. We're hearing that a lot recently in the NKBA market, that people are wanting to get larger properties and put all the family homes on one property.
I also ran into Kerry Tarno. He has a YouTube channel that specializes in manufactured homes. He's been following Boxabl for quite some time, and he really enjoyed seeing this new design.
So my channel is, I've got a background in offsite construction. I used to sell manufactured homes. I started my channel just to talk about some of the stuff that I was doing, and then it kind of turned into talking about what's available for the consumer. So I basically just tell people what's available, who's doing what. I really like what they've got here. So I've been following Boxabl for a couple of years now, and a big fan of the casita. So it's nice to see a 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom that I think will appeal to families as opposed to couples and singles. The biggest thing that I see that they're doing, it's just different. That's the big thing. And then the other thing is the way they ship. So when I was selling manufactured homes, I would ship a home, say 900 kilometers or 600 miles or so, and it would cost me thousands and thousands of dollars. So by having something that ships 8 feet wide, they've got a trailer out back here and you can see it. It just simplifies it. It's going to make it more cost effective, and I think they're going to be able to get these things more places easy.
So one of the great things about Boxabl is they have a pretty active Facebook group, and some comments were, what do you notice that's new about the 2-story Boxabl? Well, here they have tacked on a Tesla Powerwall as well as a Tesla charger. I've never seen this sort of setup, so obviously they are encouraging Tesla owners to get their own Boxabl. We also have a spiral staircase and an interview going on right now with Fox 5. So official Las Vegas news crews are out here to cover this, but you can see the spiral staircase there in the background. That is also new.
We love to get into solar more as it develops more. Not quite there yet for us in terms of energy density, but we love the Tesla Powerwall, so we bolted one on.
Yeah, let's go check it out.
Yeah, so it's just completely standard Tesla Powerwall, fully functional charger, so you can pull up your Tesla. We actually tried to get sort of an electric sport bike. It wouldn't have plugged in, of course, but it would look wickedly cool parked outside, but we didn't do that. And a Tesla would have been too big. The Boxabl product is basically giant Legos. So if you think of the Legos with the nodules where everything stacks together at certain intervals, and that's really one of the main principles behind Boxabl, so that windows and doors and the chaseways for electrical all line up from box to box. That's all been sort of programmed in at the genetic level from the get-go, and we can start to see it here where things actually line up right down to the granular level, that this guy is actually plumbed in on the grid. We call it on the grid. So the windows, center lines, door center lines, everything is on a grid, just like Legos.
There are so many uses for a Boxabl, whether you want your own casita as a tiny home, maybe you want a single family home that's affordable, but one of the major developments being planned with Boxabl is for workforce housing. In fact, there are 2 developments in Arizona right now that should have residents on the property very soon.
As a home builder, what we've recognized, and most home builders have recognized, is the lack of the ability to build enough homes fast enough. And so we had a unique opportunity about a year where we were approached, where we had to do a very large scale development in a very short amount of time. And traditionally, we cannot build homes like this as fast as we can set a Boxabl up. And so we had to kind of think, it's a pun we've been using for so long, even Boxabl's, we had to think outside of the box, which led us to Boxabl. Over the past year, we've been working with Boxabl to take a modular product and design a modular community that we can rinse, wash, and repeat across the country. We have been receiving units. We have 2 active projects that are ongoing in Arizona, working through the parameters to make sure that we are aligned with the state, and we're excited to get this ball rolling finally. In the very near future, people will be living in them.
How big are these communities, and how are you deciding who gets to live there?
One is for a private client, so it's for their workforce, and that's a little over a few hundred. And then the other project is in our own area in northern Arizona, and that is 119 units. And that's open to the public. So we have an Instagram page we just started. You can find us at the Pronghorn Group, and then we'll be sharing information with the Boxabl team to release to the masses. When you think about traditional modular homes or factory-built homes, is one of the biggest costs is actually logistics, getting it to where it needs to go. And so what Boxabl has done that's really phenomenal is made it easier where even if you wanted to have your own truck and have a lowboy, you can haul it yourself, right? So for us, the biggest thing was, how can we do things efficiently to get people a place to live? Because every area is losing people left and right because they can't afford to live where they're working. So our job, our mission is to solve people's problem with housing. So the use of this is incredible.
How many units do you have on order total? I'm guessing you plan to just increase that number.
Numbers by every day is increasing.
Wow.
Hundreds.
What has the response been like for people that might be living in these homes?
So what we did first was to get the responses. We set a model unit up for our client, and we had everyone that lived in that area come by and write down their own personal thoughts of what these units are. Traditionally speaking, when people hear 375 livable square feet, they think it's really small. However, the response that we've gotten with people that are going into the units, because of how tall the ceilings are and how well thought out the layout is, they feel a lot larger than they are. And so everyone that's gone in they are just ecstatic with what it is. One of the biggest challenges as we go across the country is understanding the story that needs to be told so that the local jurisdictions, state jurisdictions understand the product is being brought in, because truth be told, there's nothing like this in the world. And so understanding the processes, not just inside the factory, but outside the factory, what the costs are inside the factory, what the costs are outside of the factory, is critical to make this path forward. And truth be told, we're the only ones outside of the factory that has actually taken receipt of units and set them up ourselves. So we're really excited, and we can't wait to start rolling these communities out.
We moved in 15 months ago. We turned on the factory. The first product, I think, literally took 2 months to make. As you can imagine, it was just starting up the production line. 14 months later, we'd made 300 homes from a standing start. Obviously, we're rolling quickly now and accelerating into the thousands of homes. And we started with 170,000 square feet, which is pretty big by most people's standards. We've just picked up another 130, so we're at 300. And breaking news, I think we're signing Factory 3 in a couple of days, but don't blame me if we don't. So we should be around 400,000 square feet. How many Boxables can we make out of that? I'll give a really broad range of, I would say, between probably 5,000 and 8,000 homes. So that will tide us over until we get to Boxzilla, which is our name for our first giant factory. And that will be either in Texas or North Las Vegas. So we're talking to both states. I think there may be a third one, but I'm really good to focus on those two, and we'll see what happens. And that factory will be our first regional factory, and it should be somewhere between 2 and 6 million square feet, which is pretty huge.
Holy moly, still not the size of Giga Austin.
No.
But we would love to have you in Texas.
Yeah, so we'll be going out there from some top secret meetings. We have a couple, 3 really cool things lined up, and we'll be bringing in our engineering team and some of our senior execs to have some discussions, and we'll see where it goes. We love Texas. We love the freedom of Texas. We love the freedom of Nevada, and we'll see what happens.
Well, we're going to see a lot of people, touring the home here. A lot of people wonder how much this would go for. Can you give us an idea?
Oh yeah, put me on the spot, why don't you? So we know that we're currently selling the casita for 60,000, and that's one 20 by 20 foot module. This guy is three 20 by 20 foot modules, just simply with different interior configurations, so we can extrapolate a number from that. And I would say that a casita just by itself has everything in it, right? So it has both a kitchen and a bathroom. So the other 2 modules don't have kitchens in them, they just have slightly larger bathrooms. So you can guess away, but we haven't released a number. And as we can continue to ramp, our costs are drifting lower and lower. And we have pretty good leverage with our suppliers currently for the volume that we buy, but we will be literally 50, 100xing that, and it will give us tremendous leverage with suppliers. We'll be onboarding and vertically integrating certain processes like the insulation material, for example, and we have a plan as the costs continue to drift down, and it's my ambition, and I believe it will come to fruition, that people will not believe in a few years the cost of our product and the quality of the product. I think it will be really unbelievable to most people. We're learning today how to build the Boxabl technology. It's never been done before, and we're applying mass production, or really mostly automotive principles to the production line, but we're figuring it out. It's a house.
Right.
Nobody's built a house like this, and everything at every level is made in a non-traditional, and we believe a superior way, or we wouldn't do it, frankly. So, you know, we get equipment in, we don't deal with any legacy issues. If a piece of equipment doesn't work, out the door, sell it on the secondary market, get new equipment in. So we're getting to the finish line just as quickly as we can. And what does the finish line look like? It's the highest quality, the lowest cost, as quickly as possible.
Right.
Our plan is to make a home every 60 seconds, which sounds nuts
And right
until
now
you
you're
realize.
still, what, 4 hours?
Yeah, we're 4 hours right now. I think by Q.
You're almost there.
Yeah, we're almost there. We're only 3 hours and 59 minutes off. So it's not terrible, is it? But by the end of the year, we will be around in the 20 to 40 minute range, and it depends on the number of stations you have. So right now we have a dozen stations where the Boxabl gets moved along and gets built. Full production will be at about 180 stations for just the casita. So that's how we do it. That's how we do it. Literally divide and conquer.
So I feel like there might be some parallels. I know, like with Tesla in the beginning, you know, the interest was in Roadster, and you know, there's a lot of interest in casita, but your vision is so much bigger than just casita. Kind of touch on that.
Well, yeah, we absolutely hate comparisons with Tesla, right? So, no, thank you, too kind. Yeah, I think there's some analogies there, absolutely. I think that they started with a retrofit of a Lotus. Probably been better if they just started from scratch, frankly, but they got there from there. And for us, it's a little bit different. We have basically 3 sizes of building shell. We have the little square one, the rectangular one, and the one in between, just like Legos. So as a point of entry, we just make the little square one right now. So it's a limited size. We will eventually have 3 sizes of building shell, but it is just the smallest one, and it's only one configuration. Configuration means what do we stick in it, and right now we stick just a casita in it. And you know, today obviously we're previewing just a peek into the future, but today we're just configuring for that casita, and it's just like that little sports car that Tesla made back in the day, and we were now planning to scale into the other much larger configurations. Boxabl really takes off when instead of a 20-foot box, we make a 40-foot box. A 40-foot box that's 20 foot wide with a 9.5-foot ceiling, connect stack cantilever. I mean, what can't you build with that? We don't want to build everything. We just want to build most things most of the time, and we are absolutely engineered to get there from here. So really, it's a very exciting phase for the company. Yeah, let's go. Let's take a walk around. So, top level down, this is an adorable little 3-bedroom, 2.5 bath, 2-story home from Boxabl. It's a preview. We're figuring out the engineering and lots and lots of details with an absolutely massive 400 square foot deck. And let's take a walk around and see how we've done it and how we've maximized space and used space planning to best effect. So we come in, and behind me we see a very nice living room right next to this pretty awesome circular stair. So a circular stair typically is not the best idea for a home, but when a home is 1,000 square feet, it's a really fantastic solution. 6 foot wide, you really can run up and down, no problem. And then right in here, this gentleman can show it off actually. No? Would you like to open that door, sir? and it's pretty nice. Okay, they're not fans of half baths, but we'll show it off. So yeah, we don't speak English. So half bath, super cute, beautiful stair, and really nice. And one of the things about the stairs that's really interesting is this just seems very sort of magical to me, which is a big round hole. One of the things I realized about circular stairs is they normally go onto a landing, whereas this just goes into a round hole in the ceiling, and there's something I think really sweet about that. And then behind me, yeah, you can see the space planning, the living room to my left, your right, and the dining table. And look at this absolutely huge 88-inch television. that's really, really super smart human factors and space planning by our engineers. And we said, where are we going to put the TV? And everybody gets a big TV these days. These are like $1,500, right? So you can sit on this couch, and that is the perfect distance to cuddle up with your significant other and watch a movie. It's very nice. And then the stuff that you're used to from Boxabl, giant Z-Wave counter. We actually we'll be producing these in quartz now, 4 inches quartz. This is just laminate, but it's really beautiful. And we've gone to, when we started, we wanted to thread the needle in terms of styling so that you could go more traditional, more contemporary with the furniture you put in. And we've realized our customers don't want that. Our customers want the Boxabl way. So we just followed our hearts, and we have plain cabinets, and less is more. How simple can we make something? So these are now gloss front cabinets, and very nice indeed. And of course, you know, as usual, massive fridge, especially if you're feeding a family. And if we go through here, we can take a look at something I think is very, very special. So I'll just stage it. This is another box, 20 by 20, and it's configured as a flex 1 or 2 bedroom. So this is going to be an insanely popular addition to folks who currently have a casita that can turn their studio into a 1, 2, 3, or even a 4 bedroom home. Pretty awesome, so you can sort of pay as you go. So let's take a look. So two bedrooms, 2 walk-in closets behind me, and a Jack and Jill bathroom that we can cruise through. And we set this up as, you know, quote, I suppose, the boys' bedroom. Yeah. And we're going to, we even found a bed that looks like the Boxabl logo. So we're gonna incubate 2 children in here, I suppose. And it's cute. And then behind here, and as you can see, we've called the children Triceratops and Allosaurus, and they even get a little desk. And yeah, it's a great little bedroom, and it's mirrored on the other side. I'm going to scoot round behind you and just, yeah, go ahead into the Jack and Jill. And even strapping large gentlemen like this gentleman fit very comfortably in here, as you can see. And of course we have thank you. We have 8-foot shower as usual, standard Boxabl goodies, right? Massive 8-foot shower, tri-folding doors, which our engineers came up with, really beautiful. And of course, you know, if you've got boys and girls in a 2-bedroom, let's give them all sinks, because boys are nasty and messy, frankly, and the girls are all perfect. And talking about the girl, let's have a little walk in through here. So in here, I'll just walk all the way back here so you can see the whole thing. This is just a beautiful girl's bedroom. One of the things we wanted to do, there's nothing half-sized about Boxabl. Check the ceiling height, check the windows, and even in these smaller kids' bedrooms, this is a full-size queen bed in this unit, which we're pretty pleased with. These are just organizers that we picked up. We'll be designing our own, so we'll have significantly more organization. And yeah, just a beautiful queen-size bed for your princess. The other nice thing about this is this divider wall we're calling Wonder Wall. It would look quite different in production. It would look much higher end than just a plain white wall. So you can put this in or take it out. If you take it out, you have a fantastic master suite. So this is why it's a flex 1, 2 bedroom. So if you take that out, you've got 2 walk-in closets, 2 sinks, Jack and Jill, for you and your significant other. Or if you don't want to use it as a bedroom, you can use it as a home office or a playroom, whatever you want, still with a terrific bathroom. Okay, so you asked about the master suite. The master suite is killer, and through the magic of video, I'm going to magically teleport. Wow, what just happened? So we just come up to the top of the stairs. I'm about to show you something that we're very, very proud of. Our engineers are very, very proud of. Right next to this Picasso. Breaking news, it's not real. Okay. Here we are. So our engineers and designers are really proud of this space. Look at this, giant king-size bed. Beautiful round window. Not normally a good idea to put a window behind the bed, but this one is high up, it's past the headboard. Very, very romantic. And you can see the casita closet behind me is just morphed. So everything we do is with thoughts to the future and scalability. So this is actually the regular casita closet, and we just add an extension to have an absolutely massive closet. And in production, this will be lit up. So, and this would ship separately and goes together very, very quickly. And then behind me over here, facing the bed, what do you get? Beautiful 5-foot fireplace, huge, I don't know what this is, maybe a 78-inch television, something like that. This is really a place that you can relax in. And then right through here, something that will be, I guess, somewhat familiar is the same fantastic shower, the same twin sinks, and a toilet. For the homeowners, they will not need that sticker, but at a trade show, believe me, we really need that sticker. And then with this configuration, behind me, you know, one of the great values of Boxabl is when you connect, stack, and cantilever, you can get, you know, almost a free deck or a free porch on one side, free deck on the other. And then here, we come out onto really, you know, for a 1,000 square foot home and you get a 400 square foot deck. It's pretty remarkable. And these are, again, prototypes on the decking. These will be made in one piece that connect together as platforms. Very, very fast, very inexpensive to put this beautiful decking system on the ground. And the railing will be something like this. It'll be contemporary, probably a wire and post railing. And, you know, pretty much a great place to hang out under the umbrella, maybe have a cocktail.
Awesome. Great. What is, I mean, I know that it's what, day one, right? Or
Cocktails?
No, of IBS.
What do you mean?
Is it day one of the show?
What? Oh, this is day one of the show.
Is
yeah,
it?
yeah, yeah.
What
So.
has the response been like so far? I know it's like not.
Oh, so yeah, so we're day one of the show. We opened up, and it's 1 o'clock right now or something, I don't even know. So we opened up 4 hours ago. The response at IBS for us is always crazy. So we will have thousands and thousands of people come through here, and we're off to a great start. Even though sort of we're in the back corner, here we're in the outside pavilion, but people find us, and I think it's a big draw for the outside village to have us here. And one of the nice things we're doing this year is all of our factory staff are coming here in tranches, so we're having everybody revolve around. So for example, person who does payroll, person who does HR, do they really know what's happening at Boxabl beyond what they hear other folks talking about? Maybe not. So here we can get everybody pointing the same way.
So tell us about this beautiful two-story.
Thank you. It is quite beautiful. So what we did here was we took some of our casita room modules, we stacked, connected them together to kind of expand people's understanding of what Boxabl is. Of course, a lot of people know us as tiny house company, casita company, but that's not the main vision for the company. The main vision is a building system that can build most building types for residential use on the planet at a dramatically lower cost and faster speed than anyone's been able to do before. So, you know, we have 3 boxes here, you know, kind of central area, two downstairs bedrooms and 1 main upstairs bedroom.
And it's great inside. Tell us about the progress with Factory 2.
Yeah, so I think last time you came out, we checked it out. We did get the keys, so we're officially, I think, moving in right now. So we're kind of transitioning in there, shifting everything around. We're thinking of it really as an expansion of the first factory. Luckily, we're able to get a building that's right next door. And so what's going to happen over the next 6 months is we'll move in there. We've got about $15 million in new equipment upgrades, and then we're transitioning into a next generation of the product. So what we're producing right now is just everything we started with. The original design, the original equipment. Luckily, we picked all that stuff and it worked right away, but now we've had a year of learning, and we're going to take everything we learned and apply it into all these updates. So huge progress is coming. You know, increased manufacturability of the product, the speed to produce it, the structural ratings, you know, huge reduction in labor cost, material costs. So like across the board, we're pushing the envelope on all fronts to get to where we want to be.
I interviewed someone with the Pronghorn Group about that workforce housing. Are there any other kind of groups that you're working with right now? Similar.
Yeah, so, you know, we were lucky enough to get the initial order from the Department of Defense, United States military. We're able to scale up and deliver that in full. And then we came across Pronghorn Group for this workforce housing at the copper mine in Arizona. So we're currently shipping units there. Beyond that, we have a 100-unit order from D.R. Horton. So hopefully we'll do something with them next. In the background, we're still pursuing the state modular approvals that will allow us to just open it up to the general public. So unfortunately, that's taken way longer than I would have liked, and it drives me crazy, but we're almost there. There's a lot of regulatory issues with housing. There's a lot of kind of old school stuff going on, old school mentalities, fractured laws and different rules all around from every level, local, state, federal. So it's kind of a nightmare, but we're working through it, and we think that eventually Boxabl can become this like universal, well-known standard that can help shortcut, those regulatory processes for the builders.
Right, you must be sick of getting the question, when can I get one of these? And then also maybe how much is this one?
Yeah, so I notice now in the comments and social media, a lot of people are like mad that they can't get one. And on one side, I wish I could deliver them faster, but on the other side, it's not a bad problem for the company to have massive, crazy demand for the product we're making, and it all helps. It all helps make the case for bigger scale, more factories, and we certainly are planning right now in the background a really, really big factory that will actually be able to meet that demand. So hopefully we'll get that locked and loaded, and we'll be able to announce that.